So hello everyone, we will start off with the asynchronous apex that we are doing it from the last chapter. So in the last chapter we talked about asynchronous processing basics. In this one we will going to continue with this chapter, and this module is asynchronous apex. This is part 2 of asynchronous apex series. So in this we will going to see the future methods. So future methods are nothing but a set of apex codes which will get execute at a later particular time whenever the resources are available. So in this what we do is there will be a method in a class and we annotate them with a feature. So the code that we'll be putting into this will execute at a different time whenever the resources are available. It simply put it in a way that it will run into a separate thread. Okay, so you can continue with your current transaction, and then that set of code will execute at a later time, right? So there are three typical use case for this. Mostly is used for the external web services call operation. You wanted to run there in their own thread, like in separate transactions synchronously, and isolating DML operations. So this is basically keeping two keeping away two different set of DML operations happening on um, uh, setup and non-setup object in the same time, right? So hence we have to separate this thread for non-setup objects, so that mixed DML error doesn't come up. So that is the third use case. So now how we execute write future methods. So future methods are nothing but static methods in a class annotated with the @future keyword, and it will always be a void return type. It will take primitive data types or a collection of primitive data types which includes strings, numbers, and IDs. That are the primitive types. No SObject types will be passed into as a parameter, because logically if you pass an instance of an object at a future instance, that object may get differ or may get updated in a database, right? So hence it is not passed. The reason is given here, and this is the example that they given for a sample call out, and this is the example that they given here is for a basic simple apex code for future methods. Talking about test classes, so to write a test class for a future method, you have to call the method into test dot start test and test dot stop test, and you have so what it does is it will just take all the future method calls and put it into this limits between start test and stop test, and then it will execute synchronously after stop test. So that's how it process, and then you can run your assert statements after that. Okay, so this is another example of a test class that they're given. Okay, best practices they have mentioned is that future method execute as fast as, so keep it short and don't try to put large number of data processing in this. For that you just have you can go with the batch classes, right? And okay, consider batch whatever they have mentioned. So for large number of record asynchronously, you have to just go with the batch class, right? Also testing a skills, so thorough testing of future calls, because it will like maybe if you do a lot of future calls, then it will like unable to handle this that much number of record in the queues. So as you know that future methods are being enqueued, right? So um, that's how it will fail. And then things to remember while writing future methods are like always use annotate with the future. It will be a static method and a reward type, which is a syntax one. Parameters are primitive type only. Okay, and the important thing is that they are not executed in the same transaction, and it means the order of execution is not known. So two future methods called one after the other, you may end up getting the result from the second one. Okay, so randomly anyone can execute as the resources are available, so the execution time is not known. it can't be used in the Visual Force controller with this set of methods. You can't call future method from another future method, no brainer, because a synchronous process cannot be called from another asynchronous process, right? And this other term, this also you can't be used with future notation. Your limit to 50 future calls per apex invocation. So 50 future calls you can do in apex invocation, okay, and there's an additional limit on number of calls in a 24-hour period, so you have to keep that in mind. So having said that, we'll be going on to the hands-on challenge, which is given here. So let's quickly open the org. So this is my playground, and so by the time that opens, we'll quickly see what the challenge is. So here what they have said is you have to write a apex class with a future method which will count the number of contacts associated with the account, and you have to capture that number onto the account field. So as you know, account and contact are related, and contact is a child of account. So how many number of contacts an account has, you have to count and capture that into a apex custom field. So in this challenge, oh, there is a problem loading this. Alright, this is working now. So quickly we'll open the developer console and we'll write this class. I'll open my developer console here. Alright, so now what they have given is create. So firstly they have asked us to create a custom field which is number of contacts on an account object. So let's quickly do that. We'll go to setup, accounts, fields, and click on new. It's a number type, so select number, next, give the label. They have not given the the limit for that, but let's go with the default values. Make sure the API name is similar, unless otherwise we will not be able to complete the challenge. So making sure your this name is same. Let's just see and finish. Alright, so this is good. Let's go with the default setup. Okay, whatever the default is there, and yeah, add them onto the page layout. So yeah, so field is created now. The field will hold the total number of contacts. Okay, yeah, so that is now we'll create an apex class. So copying this name, we'll go to developer console, file, new apex class, enter the name. Okay, brand new apex class created. Then what they have given as a method is count contact. Okay, setup. Okay, so as remembering the syntax, future methods are the one which are annotated with the future keyword. Oops, caps lock is on. Future. Alright, it is public, static. It's static method. Return type is always void. Okay, the name of the method, curly round bracket, curly braces, and what they have given here is method must accept a list of account IDs. So and method must use, okay, this future annotation. Method counts the number of days, pass method and update the number contact field with the value. So I think in the chapter itself they have given this small piece of code which is quite similar. So we'll see. This is account IDs, assuming that this is an account ID. Okay, so we will write this code. Okay, so list of ID, record ID, let's say it's account IDs. Okay, then they have actually querying the account record with this. So I think if IDs are given, we can query on the account ID, but here we will put a in a query of contacts, because they wanted to us to count the number of contacts associated with it, right? So we will definitely do a inner query. I think there is a syntax error. Okay, select ID name, then we'll go comma, select ID from contacts, because the relationship name is contacts with this, from ID where ID in this one. Okay, then okay, this is ID. So this accounts will hold this one, right? So now what we have to do, we have to do a query on sorry, a loop on this records account A and accounts. Okay, now the first thing that we have to do is to update each and every account record with their respective set of contacts, correct? So a dot, okay, this account individual records, and the new field that we have created is number of contact, which is this. And now as you have seen that this account also hold a subquery of contacts, so definitely a dot contacts. So this contacts is a list in itself, so we can do a size method there, because see, this one a dot contacts will give you a list, and we have to only capture the list size. So list dot size function, it will give return you a number, and that number will be stored into this. Okay, I think it's sorted. I think there's need to be a null check, but let's verify if we have some account records in our system, and that account has some contacts associated with them. Accounts related contact, yeah, I think okay, this has one, so null check we can put it, but for challenge purpose this is enough. Okay, so we'll just quickly save this, right? So number is this, I think all the scenarios are covered. Number is updated with the field value, I think we have done. Create a apex test class. Now test class with 100% coverage, they have said unit test must cover all the line, include this, before verifying the challenge run this stat, and okay, fine, we'll do that quickly. So just copy this class name, and just create another. Why is it taking so much time? Mm-hmm. Let it get saved. Maybe my net is little slow here. Apex class. So name of it, as we all know that test classes should be annotated with @istest. Okay, similar to that we have, so the best practices of what we have in test classes, first we have to do a setup test setup method, test setup. Okay, then public static, we don't want any return type, but just okay, I think it's not static, but it's public void, maybe public void, because we don't want it to we don't want any return type, and void. The setup method is like creating dummies. Okay, so this will, okay, in this, why this is showing an error? Okay, I think this is good. Okay, test setup method. Oh my bad, public static. I thought it may not need. And okay, this public, if we remove public is not there, because this is very remote to our test classes, so it is not exposed anywhere, because we are not going to call it. So yeah, that's simple. I missed that one confused it. All right. So in this, the natural thing is there will be one account record A. Okay. In this we'll create new account. So what is the required field of account is name. Okay, test me account. Okay, so this is done. Insert A. Okay, this is parent. Now naturally there should be one child, at least one child, to in order to capture the values on that, right, on the account field, that number of contacts. So we'll create contact, give respect to object names contact C, however it is case insensitive. C is equal to new contact. What is the required field? Required field is last name is equal to, okay, I am the child of test me, and account ID will be definitely is equal to a dot, sorry, my bad, a dot id, assuming that the record has already been created here. Okay, and then we will going to insert. Okay, see, we can create another record, copying this. I know I'm just creating on two separate, we could do it by a list as well, but let to keep things very simple and for everybody, from intermediate, beginner, and everyone who's doing this. So C object, okay, C1 another instance, same instance will throw an error, and parent will be same. Okay, inserted this. Now we'll do write is test method as well. Is test. Okay, I think we should write a capital, but it will not make any difference. It will be a public static void. Okay, test method 1. It's keyword, so we'll go method 1 0 definitely, and then we'll write test dot start, because if you remember in the point to remember section of the chapter, we have to call the future methods in between these lines, in this test of start and test dot. So naturally our account processor dot count contact IDs. Okay, it requires to count, it will take a parameter. Do we need a parameter? IDs, because yeah, because they have said that it will pass to the method. Yeah, so yeah, naturally, so what we'll do a query. Okay, I think this is not saved or what. We'll just copy this, control C, and we'll see that if this is saved or not in the backend. Yeah, shift O, account processor, yeah, the first one. Yeah, bingo, we have that record. Okay, I think there was some internet issue. So what we'll do, we will create a ID record. Oh, it's oh, it needs a list of IDs. I think it's account ID. Wait, let me check if it is asking list of account IDs only, right? So naturally we have to pass the account IDs as a as. So what we have to do? We have to just query account list of IDs we need, na? So okay, ID will create one ID ACC ID, select ID from account where count limit 1. Knowing that we created one account in this test setup, so naturally, and here we will limit 1 zeroth record will give you the ID. Okay, then there is a list of ID, because you have to pass list account IDs is equal to new list of ID, right? And in this we will pass ACC ID. Invalid initialize type ID found, which is 20. Okay, let's not do this here. List equal to okay, this will remove some of the errors. Okay, missing. Okay, oh my god, here variable does not exist account IDs. Yeah, definitely, because this is this. All right, I guess we are almost done. So save. So if I repeat what I've done here, I've just queried the account record which I created in this one, so it will give me one list of account record. So definitely, so first record limit 1 first record, so obviously it's an array, so zeroth position, which means that only the first record, and zeroth record will give me that instance, and that instance will have that ID field. So I'm just returning that ID, stored into an ID field, ID type of variable, and then creating another list. In that list I'm adding the ID, one single value. So this holds only one ID, and I'm passing to our method. Okay, so this will, I'll just say, always asynchronously. We can just run synchronous because it's only one method. So I guess they have asked us to run this test as well, so we'll just run it and we'll see in the test logs. Yeah, it's success, no failures, and account process, can you see that it's covered 100%, all the codes are covered, right? So in this we created this account method, we queried the account with the subquery context, and then in the loop we added that context size and that field, right? Did we update it, or do we need to update that as well, or Yeah, we need to update that. I think we missed the update lines here. um, let's add the update lines, because in the loop we just capture the 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 total contact number on this field, but we haven't updated that in the database. So what we'll do, we'll just create another list of account. Okay, acc to update is new list of. Alright, so now this list will hold the updated instance of add, and this instance will be the single instance on which we are looping on. Alright, now outside the loop we will just do an update acc this list on a single shot. So say for example there are 10 accounts, and 10 accounts, all of their respective contacts, size were captured on this field, and all of the 10 records were added into one single list, and we're doing the DM operation on one single list, instead of the entire individual record. So this is what we call as a bulkifying of a code, and we avoid doing multiple DML operations, and we can add them onto a collection and do onto a single goal. Let's okay, I think we have to check the challenge again, because we updated the code. Control S, and we'll check the test class if that points are covered or not, and we'll see the okay, so everything is covered. Check the challenge. So checking the challenge, because we create the class and we run the test as well, and everything is covered. So today has to, oh, great. So bingo, I guess we are done with this challenge. In the next challenge we'll talk about we'll talk about using the batch class, batch apex. So thank you.